bad chat say if him can't have her, no other man can get her. So him put one in a red and one in a mail. Now the two of them a lay down panitar. Can't have her, no other man can get her. So him put one in a red and one in a mail. Now two little children life gets scared. Where is your conscience? And a woman, how you can inflict so much violence? Even though enough of them are no sane, we still have to learn to make we anger restrain. Cause we the light depend. No matter where she said, don't drop in no weapon. Think about it couple seconds. Walk over there so I'm morning. Cause it no worth it, my brother, yeah. We are the breadwinners and the barrier.
Give me a few, trying to find
keep down domestic violence barrier. Can't have her. Him say no other man can. So him put one in a red and one in a mail. Now the two of them are lay down panitar. Can't have her. No other man can get her. So him put one in a red, one in a mail. Now two little children life gets scared. No other cause are not to harm. Make she go on. But one, him on our meet. Couple weeks, everything a go on sweet. I have to listen it again from the top. For real. Can't have her. Him say no other man can't get her. Say no to domestic.
Morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm a little bit discombobulated today, but in the meantime, until I find, let me play an ad until I find my phone, because I can't see nothing without my phone. Hello, everybody. This is for the vegan challenge coming up. Some of you know me as the Right Mango. I'm a registered physiotherapist and a weight management consultant. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to join my 40-day vegan challenge. The challenge will be for the entire period of Lent from February 26th to April 5th. Now, why vegan? You should ask yourself, why not vegan? A plant-based diet has been shown to reduce obesity, to reduce the risk of cardiovascular or heart disease. It has been shown to boost the immune system. It has been shown to reduce chronic inflammation. It has also been shown to reduce chronic acidosis. It alkalizes the body, making it difficult for disease to thrive. So why not? Try it today. Now, my vegan challenge is a special one. First of all, it will be done totally online. In the vegan challenge, you'll get regular webinars during the entire challenge, one-on-one consultations with me. You'll also get a free copy of my ebook, my vegan diet ebook, which has not even been published yet. And you will also get a 20% discount on all New Body Solutions products. So what do you really have to lose apart from body weight? What you have to gain, you have everything. You have to gain a whole new you, a brand new you. Pretty skin, healthy body. Try it. If you don't like it after the 40 days, go right back to what you were doing before. But I guarantee you, do this challenge for 40 days and you'll feel like a brand new person. Trust me. Take care of yourself. Remember, when you're ready to register, click the link on this page. Register. There's an early bird registration. So catch it before it expires February 15th. So register today. Take care of yourself. Until I... Alright, we're ready now. Morning, everybody. Morning. Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Medz. With me, Kamla the Right Mango. A little discombobulated today, but I'm alright. We have a whole range of things to talk about. I had a guest schedule, guest cancelled. I kind of think that is what kind of threw me off. But we'll be fine. A lot happened this week, so we have a whole heap of things to talk about. What I want to do? Let me start saying morning. Hi, Ashley. Ashley, how things now? Hey, Latoya. Hi, Joe. Hi, Althea. Hey, Marcia. Hi, Yvette. Eleanor, you are a nutritionist and a vegan like myself. Very good. Why is it that so many nutritionists are vegan? All right. Hi, Karen. Hey, Carlene. Hey, Patricia. Hi, Clover. Hi, Katie and Anita, Novlet, Yvonne, Yvette. Everybody who is watching, is a lot of you. Morning, everybody. How you do? All right, let me see what's going on over there on my YouTube channel. Remember that we are live simulcasting with YouTube as well. So hi Lisa over there on YouTube, and Teresa and Nisha. Anybody else who is joining me, welcome, 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 welcome. 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 So let's get started. So, I thought it was a theme playing all along. I'm in the chat. Alright, so as I said before, this week we are flying solo. The guest canceled, but we have a lot of things to talk about. So many things happened this week. So very, very many things. Domestic violence, children dying, people protesting. Why? Another day in life at Jamaica. But let's talk about it. Let's get cracking. Alright, let me go cut that shot. Alright, let me take this out of the shot. Hi, how you do? How are you all? How you do? Remember to share. Remember over there on YouTube, remember to like the video and share it. On Facebook, remember to like the video and share it. That's how we grow. Support me. That is how we grow. The first thing this morning when I take up my phone, this is the picture what I see. That's the picture that I saw. Y'all tell me who that is. Tell me who that. Who go and guess? Let me see who go and get it first. Who is going to get the answer first? Who that? I don't say nobody put up the name yet. May I wait now? May I wait for somebody? Hi, King Devon Phillips. Hi, everybody on YouTube. I'm waiting for somebody to guess who this. Because I saw this on my timeline as I got up and I took up my phone this morning. This was dominating my timeline. Altia say Asafa. Boy, if I never saw the headlines, I would not know who it is. Because me sorry, that no look like Asafa, not even the face shape. Me sorry, that's just my view. I appreciate the gesture. I appreciate the thought, but it no look, me sorry, it no look like Asafa. And I love Asafa to death. Everybody knows say me love Asafa to death. Sorry, say I never put up the picture of me and Asafa beside the statue. I don't know what y'all think. Is that well, you know what? It's the thought that counts. Let's not look a gift horse in its mouth. It's the thought that counts. But me still not think it look like him. But big up to Asafa Powell. Big up. You deserve your statue, boss. Sub 10 King. Say Kamla is always a fan. Alright, so that is number one. We start off on a little light footing because them always tell me say me's the bad news bearer. So I could go into the bizarre news now. Alright, so this is the bizarre. This gentleman over here in the pretty peach or salmon shirt and the white jacket, his name is Mr. Troy Chambers, And on Thursday, he was arrested at the Ellison Road police station for impersonating a police officer. Let me find the story. Remember, all of these stories are available at Ripe Mango News on my website, ripemango.club. Not .com, .club. Alright, so let me find the story so I can just read it for you because this story kind of bizarre. And it sound a way to me, Oh dear. Alright, so it's not opening on the site. Sometimes that happens when my host gives trouble sometime. I soon change the host though. I'm watching a face. Alright. Here we go. So it's the second story on my page. Alright, so teacher turns up with firearm license of murdered colleague. A teacher was arrested last week for his brazen attempt to impersonate a police officer when he turned up at the Ellison Road police station claiming to be a sergeant of police with an illegal firearm and ammunition. Reports are that 38-year-old Troy Chambers of Killarney Avenue, Kingston 20, visited the police station at about 5 p.m. on Thursday and introduced himself as a sergeant of police. He had taken in a man to give a statement. He was at that time armed with the illegal weapon. Chambers aroused the suspicion of duty officers who asked him to produce his police identification card and his firearm license, none of which he could produce. He then admitted to the officers that he was not a policeman, after which he was arrested and the Glock pistol with 18 rounds of ammunition seized from him. The following day, police officers armed with a search warrant visited the home of Chambers and conducted a search where the following items were seized: 58 rounds of ammunition, 33 spent casings, 5 magazines, 1 handcuff, 1 Glock pistol, 1 firearm license with the name Carl Samuels, who is the murdered Vauxhall teacher, 2 holsters, 1 magazine pouch, 1 combat belt. Chambers was charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition as well as impersonating a police officer. He is to appear in the gun court on Wednesday, February 12th. You never hear nothing, so Wara? Now, interestingly, it was discovered that the slain Vauxhall High School teacher Carl Samuels and Troy Chambers were schoolmates at the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts, where they both studied drama. Mr. Chambers is said to be the drama teacher at Calabar High School. Alright, so, boy, I don't know. I have nothing to say. I hear different theories, but I'm just reporting. I'm not casting any aspersions. I'm just reporting. Okay? So let us go to the coronavirus update. So there are now 440,651 cases of coronavirus worldwide, with 910 deaths. The death rate has jumped. Of note, the novel coronavirus has now killed more individuals than the SARS and MERS did. Alright, now 3,550 are now considered recovered, and there are 36,191 currently infected, of which 29,000, or approximately 62% of those have a mild condition. 6,495 are in serious condition. Compare that to last week, where we saw at this time last week while I was doing this show, we were at 28,000. So you see that there is a 12,000 jump, and the death is it's going on to double right now in a week. So we still have to watch that. Last week was so sad. The doctor who first blew the whistle about coronavirus, he died from coronavirus. I soon tell you his name. I can't pronounce it, so I can't even begin to pronounce it. So I'm gonna find his name and tell you, because he's a hero. His name is Lee Wen Lang, and he's the first person who spoke about coronavirus publicly in a WeChat group. We use WhatsApp, China use WeChat, and he made it public in that group that, listen, there is a SARS-like virus that is spreading, and it is killing people, and it is making people seriously ill. He eventually contracted it on January 12th, and he died on Thursday. Either Thursday or Friday, he died. But he's considered a hero, A lot of outcry, public outcry, because the thing is, when he announced it, or blew the whistle, as they say, the authorities clamped down on him. He was made to sign a paper that he was creating public mischief or something like that. And the authorities really came down on him and they took no action. And that's why it is where it is. But back a yard, we're hearing a lot of rumors, a lot of stories about who have coronavirus and who coming into the island with coronavirus. What we do know is that the government says that it's going to the quarantine center is supposed to be at St. Joseph's Hospital, that's where they're going to have the quarantine, but the people in Vineyard Town are not having it. The people in Vineyard Town are suggesting that Andrew Holness's house be used for the quarantine center. You have to take these things make joke, but the people them vex. There was a meeting yesterday about it, because so far the residents are saying that they heard about it on the news, on RJR News. Basically they heard that the hospital is going to be converted. The patients that are currently there are being moved to other facilities, and those who get sick and need isolation are to be taken to National Chest Hospital. All right. We've been hearing a lot of things happening. We hear even something about Allardyce in the mix. We don't know what's happening in Allardyce, but we hear in Allardyce being called up, the community of Allardyce being called up quite frequently on the radar. So we have to see what's going on. So the thing is about it, me have a problem. When you look at all the other countries that doing them isolation and quarantine, them find some remote location for quarantine the people them. Them find some army base where isolated. Australia went as far as to find another island to put the people them on. Right? But we now in Jamaica decide to put these people smack dab in the middle of Kingston in the school district. Nonetheless, in the school district where so many, remember, where Vineyard Town is. You see, first of all, that constituency, that is Southeast St. Andrew. And Southeast St. Andrew has the most schools. That's the constituency with the most schools island-wide. Me not asking me, I tell you. In that little region, you have Clancarty, you have Vauxhall, you have Jesse Ripoll, you have Casey, you have Alpha, you have Georges, you have Holy Trinity, KC 1 and 2, I said that already. You have Alpha Convent of Mercy, you have Alpha Primary. I could go on and have several basic schools. You have Vast Prep. You have schools galore. St. Teresa Prep. Excelsior High, Excelsior Primary. I'm telling you, all the schools in the region. Rollington Town Primary, which is just nearby. Clancarty is basically across the road from the hospital. You understand? So, me can't for the life of me fathom how you are going to put use a hospital that is right. Basically, if Jamaica should have a school district, that would be the school district. So, this no spell no sense to me. You understand? That is just my 2 cents still. I mean, hey, who am I? I don't know. That's just my take on it. We had a very bloody week. I don't know. I hear the murder rate, the murder count is somewhere in the region of 170 since the year start, which is very worrying, and I'm not sure if all the latest ones are included in that count. Let me see what you're all saying so far. Mavisville Prep, yes. Treat, yes. Mavisville Prep is right across the road. It's right across the road. Hi, Aishika. And Nadine said, put them in the house. Dudus was staying. Wow. Up Park Camp. Well, Up Park Camp wouldn't be ideal either, because Up Park Camp is in the same. It's basically a stone's throw away from there, and it is in the same vicinity. You have St. Hugh's right there. My kids go to St. Hugh's. I don't want no coronavirus quarantine near my kids' school. I'm not about that life, because St. Hugh's is there. Woolmers. I didn't even call all the schools. You have St. Hugh's. You have Woolmers. You have St. Joseph's Teachers College. You have Michael. The amount of school you have Kingston High School, which used to be Kingston Technical. The amount of school you have in that vicinity that entire region if we were supposed to sit down and really count up all of the school them. It don't make no sense. But Park Camp would equally not make any sense. The ideal thing to do for a situation like that would be to find a facility find a hotel that is out of the way, out in a bush somewhere, and use it. First of all, why are you gonna be bringing the people? So let me ask you this now. Let me ask you if this makes sense now. The majority of people who come to Jamaica come either through Montego Bay, through Sangsters International Airport, if they're coming through the air, not Norman Manlina, Sangsters, right? Because those hubs, most of those international flights that coming in come through Sangsters. Sangsters is the bigger airport. Now, also the seaports, they are mostly on the north coast. Apart from the little boats we come Port Royal the other day, most of these big ships, they come to either Falmouth, Montego Bay, or Ocho Rios. So why is the facility being kept in Kingston at Joseph's Hospital? Is it that if they have people who they need to quarantine on the north coast, they're gonna drive them all the way to Joseph's Hospital on the other side of the island, which is like 3 to 4 hours away? I'm trying to figure out if it spells sense. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Sebastian. Alright, so as I was saying, yes, I did say Clancarty. Clancarty was the first school that I called. Yes, that is exactly it. Sebastian is saying there should be somewhere near the sea. Indeed, they should be somewhere near the sea. The thing is, so Thickras is saying where they're planning to put it no make no sense for Truman. They need more seriously. Yeah, they don't understand. Dunoon, exactly. Dunoon is near there too. It's so many schools. Me can't even count all of the school them. Me did go vast prep and me don't know. I used to be in that area every day and I don't even know all the schools. But Dunoon is there. Rollington Town Primary. I mean, Windward Road. When you think about all those schools in that vicinity, if you were to look at a 5-mile radius and all the schools that are there, you will see that it makes no sense. Lisa is saying Andrew House big enough to hold the people them. Alexis is saying Jamaica cannot handle any epidemic or health crisis. That is true. Conspiracy all over. Protect yourself, stay woke. That's my favorite saying, Alexis, stay woke. Because I don't know who thought of this idea, but I remember when they were planning for the Ebola outbreak back in 2014, I was in the industry. I was a drug rep, I think. I was working. I was part of it. And, Joseph's was looked at and it was deemed that it was not ideal because of the density, basically the population density in the area. Here they're even telling businesses to move. Anyway, let's move on. We're moving on. Alright. Jamaica bleeds. No. Shalima Reed is the latest victim of domestic violence in Jamaica. And she was killed. I think it's Friday night. Friday night she was killed by her husband. She's 29 years old. She was killed by her 54-year-old husband, Philip Reed, a farmer. They were both from Ashton in Westmoreland, which is very close to Darliston, the Darliston community, I believe. But, she had some altercation with him. They had a fight earlier in the week. She had moved out and returned to collect some items when he attacked her with a wooden mortar, I'm told. Hit her over the head, knocking her unconscious before stabbing and chopping her to death. After which he drank a corrosive substance. We're hearing is Gramazone, I'm not sure. Killing himself. So the couple had 3 small children. We hear that he had other older children. And so those 3 small children are left without parents, Boy, I don't know. I just don't know. Me reach a point now where me don't know what else to say. I don't know. I've been preaching about this domestic violence issue. I think we need to Me no know. I don't know. As women become more independent and empowered, men still have a ways to catch up. I was listening to a conversation on Friday. I oftentimes join Andrew Val on Val's views on Fridays on Saturdays on his page, and he had Dr. Jeffrey Walcott on his program, and he was talking about a lot of issues to do with domestic violence, the substance abuse of so many Jamaican men. The thing about it though is that this couple were said to be Christian. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Wow, I don't know. I don't know. But rest in peace to Shalima. Her small kids. I don't know. Another bizarre case that happened. Letitia Francis is the mother of a policeman who was murdered, brutally murdered in Old Harbor in the week as well. You know, this is a bizarre incident. This woman, she's the mother of a policeman who was involved in an altercation in Old Harbor. Apparently that's where he's from. And to my understanding, he was in a bar and was the witness of an altercation involving another man and the bartender. It's reported that the man didn't want to pay his bar tab and started becoming boisterous. And him now being on the scene asked the man to calm down and leave the place, pay the tab and leave the place. And an argument ensued between the policeman and this young man, resulting in the man attempting to draw a firearm or drawing a firearm and pointing it at the policeman, according to reports. Right? Of course, the policeman draw a fire and shoot him. I hear that from what I'm hearing, and I tend to get, say people always contact me when, so from impeccable sources stated to me that the policeman tried as many times to get the man to basically to defuse the situation non-violently, even going as far as to shooting the man in his foot. And it was after shooting him in his foot that the man pointed the gun at the policeman and he had to shoot him fatally. You know, this resulted in his cronies going to his mother's shop and killing her. We've since heard that the perpetrators are now, they're all behind bars. They've been caught. But the thing about it is nothing can bring back the lady. She dead already. And she don't even know what she dead for. I don't even know what she did for, because if the man draw him firearm and what the policeman was supposed to stand up and make him kill him, sometimes you have to wonder about these people, you know. And they are such cowards. They're such cowards. You know, morning Marie, how are you? Oh my God, they are such cowards. Alright, so moving right along, as I say, things just not getting any better. Still in Old Harbor. Wow, this was some really bizarre cases happened this week. Old Harbor Bay in front of Old Harbor Bay Main Road in front of New Harbor Village 3, I was told. A couple was involved in a domestic dispute in a motor vehicle. It is alleged that the female took a knife and stabbed her male companion, who was the driver of an SUV, which slammed into this car, killing the occupant on the spot. I saw the picture before they took out the man's body. The man is a businessman who went down to Old Harbor Bay to buy fish for his restaurant. He run a bar and a restaurant, and every Saturday morning the man make him trek to go buy him fish, and he was just minding his very own business. These two people in the car fighting. The lady decided, I don't know, I cannot judge because I was not there. I don't know. You see, I see a lot of people quarreling, say the lady should be this and that, and what. I wasn't in the car. I don't know if the man slap her and she decided to retaliate. Me no know. I'm not casting aspersions. I'm just telling you what happened according to reports. No, it's just sad. The victims in the woman and the man in the CR in the SUV, they didn't die. The woman is on the police guard in hospital. The last time I heard, I don't know if she's released. The man is in serious condition in hospital as well. But with everything that is happening these days, we cannot be too quick to judge because we don't know why a woman is gonna take up herself and stab a man just so. We don't know. So I'm not gonna be the one to be saying, oh, she shouldn't have done that. It's just so unfortunate that this man, this businessman, just boy, it's just so I don't know. It's sad bad. It's sad bad, and that's what make it. You know, they weren't all caught. Well, according to the observer, that they said it was three of them, and the three of them are in police custody. So maybe the observer is wrong, Jody. I don't know. I'm telling you what the Observer article said, that the last one, the police had caught two, and the last one turned himself in. That's what the Observer said. So I don't know. All right. Now, another bizarre incident. This young man, 14-year-old Javon Smith, from Juno Crescent in Maypen. You know, criminals went to his home and invaded his house and shot up his entire family, leading to his death. His 4-year-old sister got shot. His father got shot. His mother got shot. He is a student of Lennon High School. You know, I see a lot of people, when I reported this story, a lot of people were saying, oh, he was a Christian kid and he wasn't involved in any fight at school. I never said he was involved in a fight at school. I said he was involved in an altercation at school where he was threatened, and that is what my impeccable source told me, that he was involved in an altercation at school where he was threatened. He was told that his family would be killed, right? Me never said a little picnic go school go fight. I'm telling you that he was warned that his family would have been killed. He was very reluctant to go to school. He didn't want to go to school because something was up and he knew. No, I don't know what's the motive for the killing. I'm just telling you what actually they say happened, that he was actually in an altercation with somebody who warned him. All right, so let's leave this at that, and I just hope the police get to the bottom of this and find his killers very quickly. But you know, I was talking to somebody from that same high school, Lennon, and they're saying, boy, it's crazy up there. It's in Clarendon. It's crazy, you know. And these kids that go to that school, when you look sometimes on the weapons them go school with, it's crazy up there. You understand? But boy, as I said to you, his entire family was shot up. I just only hope, I don't even know, man. We're killing children. Another one too. I have another one. I don't have the picture of this child, but Jaheim Palmer, a grade 10 student from Ascot High School in Portmore, was killed yesterday. He was killed yesterday. I don't know the circumstances surrounding this killing either. But you know, I forgot to put up the clippings of the biggest story that happened last week. But I'm going to talk about it when I'm done talking about everything that I put up the clippings for. Perhaps I can bring it up when I'm done talking about these things. But, you know, there was an 11-year-old child that was shot in Fletcher's Land on the top part of King Street. And that happened on Saturday during the day. During the day on Saturday. 2 people were shot, a man plus this 11-year-old child. In the vicinity, the top part of King Street, I was told. I think it's Fletcher's Land, I'm not sure, because part of King Street runs through Fletcher's Land. But this, when I'm looking at the picture where the crime scene is, this don't look like Fletcher's Land at all. This just look like the top part of King Street. Anyway, he was shot in the chest. Drive-by shooting, you know. But there was a bigger drive-by shooting. I'm gonna find it now, and I didn't put up the clippings, but thank God I'm learning the technology now, so I can come on and show at the same time. This thing with Aki Walk. Let me just find it for now. There was a big thing with Aki Walk. I even got the drive-by. Okay, here we go. So yeah, King Street. So the 11-year-old boy was killed. Alright, me find the story that I want to talk about. Oh, what? Sorry, they deleted their story. Oh my god, oh my god. Let's see if this is it. Alright, here we go. Alright, let me show it to you. But this was like crazy. And this happened Monday night. That's why I nearly forget it, because it happened so far up in the week. But there was a shooting in Aki Walk on Monday where 8 people were shot, 3 fatally, including a bus driver. You know, Aki Walk, if you don't know, is near Price Right, near the foot of Red Hills, and it's basically a little community between Red Hills Road and Mullines Road, right near where that gully runs. In that vicinity, near where that Queensboro gully runs. So if you know the area, it's a little community right there. And I don't know, but 3 people ended up dead, including a very well-known and well-loved bus driver. So, boy, the thing dread. This is really what happened. I'm just showing you, giving you a weekly roundup of some of the things that happened last week. Jamaica bled a whole lot. Let me see what you're saying. Yes, Sebastian, the news very devastating. Yes, I just saw that Latoya, and Latoya is saying that another policeman got hit down. I'm waiting to hear the rest of that. Alright, Claudian is saying that there is a murder crisis in Jamaica and the government needs to do something about it. I'm not even sure if the government can do nothing about it. We need to move beyond politics for these things. Over on YouTube, Lisa is saying, every day the boy them just get up and a kill so. And Andrew now come say nothing. Why? I don't know what him can say. All him can say is SOE, state of emergency, state of emergency. And me personally not see what the state of emergency them. I do nothing. Right? Boy, I'm just reading through your comments here on YouTube. Yes, Theresa, I agree. She should not have gone back there. And you know, I did a video on YouTube. My last YouTube video that I put up yesterday. It's on Facebook too. I spoke about women who are in domestic situations. Once you leave, make sure say you don't have to go back. And if you have to go back for whatever reason, carry the police or somebody. I remember when I moved out. I moved out 2 times before I got divorced. The first time, I remember going back. And you know, I didn't want to go back. And not going back cost me this man leaking, of course, explicit pictures of me on the internet. But because I didn't want to go alone. And by the time I went, you know, he had already taken these images. But so it go. Men can be very ruthless when they believe they own women. And as I keep telling you, I'm the survivor, so I understand the psychology. I understand the psychology of a man who believes in him heart of hearts that him own a woman. Because I've been there. Right? I've been there. I've been in a position where it's like a man really and truly believe that I am his possession, and nothing can convince him otherwise. You understand? And basically, he's saying that he would rather something happen to you than you be apart from him. Me get pushed downstairs already, so I know what me talk about. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. Let me see what y'all saying. Kamala, when I saw the news, I cried. Yes, Lisa, boy, it dread. I don't know. Jamaica is not a real place. Jamaica is not a real place. Sometimes the police go and stand up and use phones, so get too mad and go with cutlass. And if you move them, chop off. All of that too. Sometimes, boy, you just have to know. It's just such a terrible situation to be in. But I believe that one thing that we have to do is to look at just public education. I believe that we need to go into the schools, go into the primary and the secondary schools and start teaching children, both men, boys and girls, that about violence, about personal space, about not touching, not violating people and not allowing people to violate you. You do not have the right to hit a person. We need to start doing that from now, from them young, right? We need to basically teach children to respect each other and respect each other personal space. Too much violence, we are guilty of, boy, a lot of us are guilty, including myself. Because you have a lot of children in school who bully. But it's a collective effort is needed, because when my pitney come to me and say, boy, mommy, so and so hit me and things, so me look at him and say, then you know, lick him back. All I will do it. And even though it's our children, we fail to understand the psychological impact this is having by telling them, say they must lick him back. Because basically what we are saying, it's okay to fight violence with violence, and this is part of the problem. We are normalizing violence. And it's something we need to stop. You understand? It's something that we need to find a way to curtail or dog name was supper. See, in the news we forget to talk about the deportation. Tomorrow UK is deporting I think it's 50 people back to Jamaica. I'm seeing some cases that really have me wondering. I say, boy, them British officials here wicked, Them wicked. When one person even tried to commit suicide, another person left Jamaica when he was 11, committed but what they're saying, their excuse is that these people are all criminals. Some of these people are charged with some really minor offenses. Some of them are child offenders. Some of them, committed some little stupid crime. This one who they're deporting tomorrow will leave his wife and his 6-month-old baby. And, he committed a crime when he was 18. He's 30 now. He's never committed any other crime since. He served 2 months. And what he was convicted under is now considered illegal. I think there is something. He was charged, but if that crime were to happen today, he could not have been charged, and he served two months at the time, I think, because whatever it is that he was charged with, they changed that law, And in a case like that, I'm saying to myself, how heartless can these people be? They're so willing to rip a young family apart. So now they are forcing this woman and she has a young baby. The husband is her caregiver, basically take care of the family, and they're gonna force her now to become reliant on the state. All right, she's gonna become a dependent, because they're sending her husband back to Jamaica. He has not been to Jamaica in 18 years, 19 years. Nothing. So a wickedness. Y'all have people who are trying to kill themselves. Me think of wickedness. God know. I don't know. But, it's politics, and it's so, I don't know, these center-right movements, because if we had a stronger government out here, we would hear, we would see where that flight is refused, and we would not be the first people doing it. Other Caribbean countries, I think it's Grenada, I might be wrong, is either Grenada or St. Lucia, but there's another Caribbean territory who turned back a plane that was coming from UK with deportees, and them turned them back. They refused them refused to grant them landing privileges. Why is it Jamaica can't do that? You understand? Why is it that our consulate, the embassy in the UK is so weak? I heard them on Beyond the Headlines last week talking, and I'm saying, yo, these people are so weak, man. Them can't stand up for the Jamaican people, them. You know? And that's why so many Jamaicans find themselves in this position, because you don't hear any news or anybody protesting because they're deporting people back to any other country. You don't hear about protests because them deporting people back to Africa, because we are the ones who are not standing up, and we are allowing them to take with kono mono and continuously doing these things. You understand? We are the ones allowing these people to take with kono mono, you know. Because I don't hear any other country saying that they're deporting anybody. And I'm sure Jamaicans are not the only people who commit crimes in UK. And so I can't understand, why is it just this case we are hearing about? Because, it reached a point where people are protesting. You know, they're protesting it. We hear that 150 MPs over there in Britain sign a petition to basically stop the flight. Everybody right now is trying to stop this flight. But we're not hearing of any other flights going anywhere else. So why is it that this is happening to Jamaica alone? And that is what we need to understand. Me personally, I believe it's because we're just seen as weak. We're just seen as weak ass. Imagine last week also we heard that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is saying that Jamaicans in China will just have to live out coronavirus. I don't even want to go back to coronavirus, but it's just to prove my point. She's saying that they have to live out coronavirus. But yet, obviously, we in Jamaica, we are making preparations for people with coronavirus to come to Jamaica. Because we set up isolation and we set up quarantine. So who are we isolating and quarantining? Right? Because what she's saying is that they are not going to be doing anything to bring Jamaicans back. And me and say the flight them book out and no Jamaica no depend them. You understand? As far as I'm concerned, every day you hear another country. And it's not just first world countries, because I know we're going to use that excuse, oh, it's countries with resources and money. No. It's not just countries with resources and money. All sort of countries, whether they are developing countries, developed countries, they are making preparations to get their citizens out. Right? Now, we might not have the resources, but why is it that there could not be foreign diplomacy? We're always kissing the US ass. So why is it that we couldn't ask US to carry Jamaicans on one of those flights and put them on the military base where them have the people them? Why? And yet we just sided with the US against Venezuela. You understand? Till when name the Secretary of State or whatever name, Pompeo, came to Jamaica to have meeting. You understand? So why is it that we cannot ask our international partners like the USA to take Jamaican citizens who want to leave, especially Wuhan, and put them on their base and quarantine them, just round them up so that them can... Why? So basically you're telling me, say, it's only when them want something from we can't want nothing from them too. You see? When me telling you, I don't like politics, you know. No, Sebastian, you ask a very good question. Are we independent? Somebody spoke to me this week about the situation in Cockpit Country and said to me, Mums, if you want to see the Cockpit Country before in your lifetime, you need to go now, because I was talking to a farmer actually. You know, he has a farm near there, and some of what him tell me, I just have to shake my head. You know, the Chinese are in the process of building a 1,300 hectare city in the middle of Jamaica, right near the cockpit country. That land was gifted to them by the previous administration. Let me tell you something, I don't like politics. Don't think one party sold us out. It's not one party sell we out. Right? It's not one party sell us out. So I was told that if I want to see cockpit country, I should go take a visit up there like soon. Alright. Them use them, so that's why I saying them need to use them breed a billion of the toll road to send for our people. Well, they're going to tell you say they don't own the toll road. They're gonna tell you say is enough of them road is Chinese who own the road. Either Chinese or what them name boo the French people them, not us. Jamaican government don't care about the people. Guyana, Lisa is saying Guyana. No, it's not Guyana. It wasn't Guyana. It wasn't Guyana. It's either St. Lucia or Grenada. It was on one of the islands. Guyana also told their nationals that them depend them own. Guyana is saying, say, hey, we're not sending for you. Guyana with them breeder oil money. But you see, it goes to the fact that you have some countries where just don't care. America send them for them people. Canada send for them people. I've been following the news on this coronavirus thing, and everybody, I'm not even just talking about the big countries. India, Thailand, everybody, Japan, Australia, some of the African country them, some of the little African country them, the Arab Emirates, Europe pull together and send for them people them. And they continuously have these flights going, and I'm saying, yes, we sell out our airline, but come on, man. Partner with somebody and get out the people them, not. This is where diplomacy comes into play, Show, no man, come in and make need for show. We say, yes, she can put her money where her mouth is, because this no make no sense. I don't say how this makes any sense at all. The Chinese, them are got isolated in Jamaica. Charmin is saying no balls. The consulate is politically selected. We don't send people who are trophies and bubbleheads overseas. Well, better you say it than me, my love. Better you say it than me. I don't know. I just reached a point now where I'm scratching my head and waiting. That's all I can do. So why them kind of people, they must come here, own things, and I collect so much I will benefit. That's why, you see, that's because Chinese people work together. You can't blame them for that. Chinese people work together and look out for themselves. The Jews look out for themselves, them work together and look out for themselves. White people work together and look out for themselves. Indians work together and look out for themselves. Black people, we fight against each other. That's one genetic flaw I think we have. Maybe coming from our days of different tribes in Africa fighting against each other. I don't know. I'm just supposing and surmising. But we can't work together. We just have a problem working together. And that is why other ethnicities divide and conquer us all the time. I was discussing this Kobe Bryant issue. I don't know how many of you saw the Gayle King interview with Lisa Leslie, who was a very good friend of Kobe Bryant. There was so much black outrage over it. I mean, a whole heap of black outrage. Against against Gayle King. Because Gayle King asked about the rape charges, and she went and said, boy, Lisa Leslie would not have thought. And when Lisa said, boy, she believed Kobe and not never go so. Gayle King turned and said to her, well, you were his friend, so maybe because you were his friend, you wouldn't see it from an objective perspective. My dear mother nearly killed Gayle. First of all, let me put my disclaimer. I only know Gayle as Oprah's best friend. I didn't even realize that Gayle King was a thing. And I know she did some interview with R. Kelly, But I didn't know she was like a thing. Alright? I really didn't know that she was like a talk show or whatever. Me don't follow them people there. Now I know that she's a thing. And the reason why I know is because of all of this black outrage. But I laugh. I laugh. I laugh. I laugh because the week before, the Disney hearers, I saw it and I raised my eyebrow. I was waiting for the outrage where that is concerned, and there was none. And I'm saying, is it because she's white? There was no outrage. The Disney heiress, I'm going to show you the story. But she actually said a lot worse than anything Gail said about Kobe. I'm finding it. I'm finding it for you. Alright, here we go. She was on Twitter and she was ranting, and I don't hear the outcry. Now, I'm not saying that Gail is wrong or right, because I mean, I am not one to get caught up in all of this. I don't get caught up in things like this. First of all, me did love Kobe Bryant. Nobody never loved him like me, because I had a crush on Kobe Bryant. I really had a crush on him. And, you know, I never for 1 minute believed during that whole thing with the rape, not given all the evidence that was out there, but it happened, it came, but it was a part of his history. You understand? And people are saying, why didn't she interview him while he was alive? I don't know. Maybe because it was buried deep and he was alive. So I don't know. My computer kind of slowing up. I don't know why. But I just want to show you this. I'm still waiting for the problem, the outrage. Alright. So, Miss Disney went on her rant. Right? Abigail Disney. She went on her rant, basically saying that he was not a god, and, you know, he was a rapist. Deal with it. All of that. She went on and on and on and on. And I saw it. Right? I saw it. I scrolled, I read it. As I usually do. And I scrolled past it. But what surprised me is that nobody came out and blast her. I was expecting the same kind of reaction that we got with Gail King. I was kind of expecting that kind of reaction with her, where people would just come out in full force and like, what you just said? And then take her on and snoop on everybody, all of the bloggers over there, the black bloggers, the black power people, and all of these people who would just come out fighting Gail. I was expecting this kind of reaction with her too. So where was it? You understand? And it's something I've been saying for a long time, that we tend to do better when we are fighting another black person. The same thing could be said of Gail, because I agree where a lot of people are saying that they're waiting to hear her talk about Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of strange that she's all up in Kobe's business, but she never took on Harvey, and Harvey was her friend, because there are a lot of pictures with she and Harvey and Oprah posing together, you know. So it's the same thing. I'm saying she is basically going at a black man, being that she's a black woman herself, and she is attacking a black man's legacy. She's a journalist, journalistic privilege, right? But still, she went and sought to bring that up as a black journalist with a black man. I don't see her talking about Harvey. I really haven't. Number one. And number two, even the white journalists, them, her counterparts, I don't see them doing it either. So I said to myself, so, okay, if she didn't do that, why is it she's doing it with Kobe? You understand? But then, on the flip side now, I don't see black people attacking Abigail Disney either. Why is it that there are no black people attacking Abigail Disney, but yet everybody come out fighting, swinging against Gail? So it's the same thing. The same thing that you all are accusing Gail of, you're doing the same thing too. I bet you say most of them never know about that Abigail Disney thing. Bet you. Bet you say most of you did not know that Abigail Disney went out on a full rant cussing off Kobe last week about how she don't understand why people treating him like a god and he was a rapist. Because there was no public outrage from the black community. So the same thing we are accusing Gail of is the same thing we are guilty of. Because we basically going at the black person and we're ignoring the white people who did it. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's like a problem with black people star, where we just always fight against each other. Cheryl is saying that's expected from white people. No, but guess what? Recognize that no black journalist ever goes after these white people who do this foolishness. But white journalists go after black people who do it. You ever wonder why? There is not a time when I've seen a black journalist going at a white reporting on a white celebrity doing this foolishness. I've never seen it myself. But you always see white journalists doing it though. White journalists are always a part of the plot to bury a black person. Think of Bill Cosby. Think of R. Kelly. And I'm not for 1 minute saying these people are innocent. I'm saying that at the forefront of the crucifixion is the white man. Right? I don't see no black person at the forefront of the crucifixion of white people. But I see black people at the forefront of the crucifixion of black people. You understand what I'm saying? Stay woke. You know, over there on YouTube, Alexis is saying, stay woke. Yeah, is them something here we need for stay woke about? You understand? Hey, Unstoppable, what's up, hon? So, Unstoppable is saying that he heard that the Bahamians got their people. So, I didn't even know that, Unstoppable. So, you're telling me that the Bahamians went and got their people and Jamaica can't get our people? Let me ask you this. Bahamas have an airline? Or they use American Airlines. So how them get their people? And those Bahamians, I mean, they are so, no sir. You know, they are very Trumpian, right? The administration right now, just think of how they dealt with the hurricane where it just blow past them one day and kill off how much Haitian with them not even counting them numbers. They're very xenophobic. I'm not talking about the people in general, because I know a lot of Bahamians and I have a lot of Bahamian friends. I went to university in Jamaica and a lot of Bahamians come here for university. And I'm telling you, but a lot of them are very xenophobic, right? They don't like Jamaican. They don't like nobody else. They don't like Haitians. They don't like nobody, right? But the bottom line is they went for their people. You understand? They went for their people, and you're telling me that Jamaica can't go for our people, even if it's to help them to go somewhere. It's puzzling. And I'm not for a minute saying that we should go for them and carry them back here and have them put them at Joseph's Hospital for quarantine them. I'm not saying that, but we can make proper arrangements to have these people brought home out of what is happening there. I mean, it's 40,000 people have this thing right now, and I'm telling you that. According to, I follow this gentleman on YouTube named Dr. John Campbell. You can all look him up. But he's an expert. He's from the UK. He's British, and he's not a medical doctor. He come up through nursing, I believe. He was a chief nurse, and he went on to do epidemiology. He did a lot of studies of epidemiology I think he has a PhD, so he's a researcher. And him do a whole heap of research on coronavirus. And his information is, him do like 2 or 3 videos per day. And what he's saying is based on, and he's evidence-based. That's what's most important. And basically him saying that when them work out the trajectory, is at least 400,000 people have coronavirus now. Right? because first of all, they cannot get to everybody who has it. They are overwhelmed, right? And there are a lot of people who have it mildly and don't seek medical attention, because some of them, and remember too, a lot of people go through asymptomatic and don't even know. Some people just get a mild virus, but those people still infect others. You understand? And then there are people in remote areas who have it and die, and they are not counted. This is what he is saying. So him said that a whole heap there are a lot of cases there. So I'm saying no, this is a global crisis, right? See, India said them have 5,123 suspected cases of coronavirus. Anybody, you didn't know that? India has 5,123 suspected cases of coronavirus. They have only confirmed 3, right? It was a higher number, and they're doing their testing. But I think they had like almost 5,160 odd, and they tested like a portion of them, like let us say like about 30 or something like that. And out of the 30 odd with them tests, 3 was positive and 35 was negative or something like that. That's where the numbers is. So them have 5,123 more to test, right? That means the something has spread. You understand? So we are not hearing all the numbers. You understand? We are not, and these are countries where people who can test. So me don't know. I just think that Jamaicans are going to be lost up there. And I know Ashley was on the program, Ashley Thompson, who is actually in China. She's not in Wuhan, but she's in China. All right. So Unstoppably saying, let it have been politicians there, and you would see the difference. They would have bring them home so fast. Unstoppable. They would have brought them home long time before it even declare. Before them even lock down Wuhan, they would have been brought home. I guarantee you. All right, them would have been home long time. All right, so Carla is saying that she never heard of Disney's tweet at all. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. It was not blown out of proportion. It was there. It was in the media. People reported it. But black people saw it and they just, oh, she's white. And they just fly past it. It never became a thing. It never became a thing. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Right? It became a thing with Gail because Gail is black. Because we only have strength to fight against black people. Just like how Gail only have strength to fight against a black legend. We all only have strength to fight against a black journalist. It's the same. Tomatoes and tomato. It's the same. So the same thing that we are accusing Gail of, we are doing ourselves. Because if we are so passionate about Kobe's legacy, why are we allowing white people to destroy his legacy? We come out strong. We come out fighting against every black person who has anything to say about his legacy, anything negative to say against his legacy. But we're allowing white people to destroy his legacy. And she said far worse than anything Gail said in that interview, because for a while, I had to watch that interview like 3 times to figure out why people were so enraged. And then after watching it the 3rd time, I said, oh, okay, I see where, yeah, they can be enraged. Yeah, I see it. I understand your point. I might not agree, but I understand your perspective. I had to watch it 3 times, literally, to see why. Because after watching it the first time, it was kind of like an anticlimax. Because I was like, yeah, I want to see what they be. I said because, yo, yeah, I want to go cuss her off. I want to go light her up. And then I listened to it, I was like, it was kind of like an anticlimax. And I said, and I go on and I shared it and I put my opinion. Right? I put my opinion out. That, okay, I'm still waiting to see why. And then people were like, no, man, this is what she did. And then I said, all right, let me watch this again. And I watched it again. I was like, today I'm having a slow day today or something. And, you know, and I saw people saying stuff, and I went and I typed, and I said, but I still don't get it. I don't get it. And I said, you know what? Let me watch it again. And I went and I watched it. And then I heard the part where she asked Lisa about the incident, the rape thing. And Lisa was like, boy, you know, I never saw that side of him. And I I don't, he was never found guilty. And then she went and said, but you wouldn't see that side because you are his friend. And I was like, oh, okay, I can understand why somebody might feel slighted, but the kind of reaction when me see everybody come out and the bazooka basically was drawn out on Gail, and I was like, okay, yeah, I might be mildly offended, but all today people still are sending me video about rants, people's rants on Gail's comment, and I'm still looking here on Abigail Disney stuff that most people didn't even see, and that's the point I'm making. If black people stop to notice what Abigail Disney had to say, it would have been a thing. Somebody would have been there cursing her, and then somebody else would have taken it up, and then the whole black community that went for Gail's jugular would have gone for Abigail Disney. I would have gone for her because I saw it and I was like, what the hell? But me there Jamaica. I'm in Jamaica. I'm not American. And I'm saying to myself, I don't see anybody saying anything about it. Probably, I don't know. Maybe that's how black people feel when a white person says something. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm guilty of the same thing because it's a white person. And even though I felt offended, I didn't make my feelings known because it's a white person. I don't know. Probably. But we come out swinging against the black person though. You understand the point I'm trying to make? Hey, Jean. Morning, Jean. How are you? All right. So Chloe is saying I'm right. Yeah. If I was yes. All right. So basically, that's my perspective on this whole thing with Gail. And I decided that I was gonna walk far and wide from it, but me say it needs to be said. It's a discussion that needs to be had because we are quick to crucify Gail, and I'm not for 1 minute saying that she should not be crucified. I'm saying that how comes it is that we're crucifying Gail, but we're not crucifying the white people who are talking trash about him. You understand? Alright, so Lisa is saying that they can house them at the woman's prison in the sea. Yeah, that would have been a better place. Fort Augustus would have been a better place to house them. I agree with you there, Lisa. They could have retrofitted, but then the thing is, no. Next thing you go hear is, boy, the people them are not prison and we have put them at prison. And probably it is not, I don't know. That's why we have to keep a prison in good condition. Because when you have an emergency like this, or they can build a ward out there in the future, because I'm sure this will not be the last global epidemic. It won't be. Especially as climate change becomes a thing, we need to understand that the glaciers are melting and you have a lot of diseases in those glaciers. You have a whole heap more coronaviruses. Don't think that there are only 7 coronaviruses because only 7 of them cross over to animals, from animals to humans. There are thousands of coronaviruses. You understand? Some of them are buried in those ice glaciers. You understand? And all need to happen is that one animal go. It doesn't have to be human. It could be an animal that picks it up from wherever the glacier melt and start transmitting it within cross species in the animals. And then of course we being that we love, some will love name, all sort of these things. Putting in a plug again for my vegan challenge. Some will like to eat all of these animal things, It might be the Chinese again. It might be the Americans. It might be, I don't know, somewhere. We'll pick up another one that is even probably more deadly than any of these that we've seen before. Are more virulent. I mean, nowadays, these viruses they're mutating like crazy. Mutation after mutation. So the thing about it is, with climate change, we're going to have more problems like this. So the thing what we need to do is be prepared. After the Ebola episode, I'm very surprised that the administration that was there didn't realize that we had a crisis and put things in place to do something. And the thing about it, what I having been involved from a distance in that whole Ebola thing and seeing mechanisms put in place, I think that at that time that was handled better. Even though Ebola didn't reach here, didn't even try it didn't even come close. I think we had one scare. If I remember correctly, there was one Ebola scare. But the plans were in place and they had impeccable plans and they were going to take them to Chest Hospital, I believe. But the thing is, I think I was there from a Barbican Terrace perspective because my family's from a born and grew in Barbican Terrace, which is very near to Chest Hospital. I think that's where I was there at that stakeholders meeting, just like how they had a meeting with Vineyard Town. But the thing is, Chest Hospital, me never know. Chest Hospital is designed for that. You understand? So the people in Standpipe were there, the people in Barbican Terrace, in Hope Pastures. These are the communities that are surrounding Chest Hospital. And at the time, I think we had a problem with the fact that they wanted to quarantine. Same thing, we had a problem. If I remember correctly, we had a problem with the quarantine being held there as well. But of course, Ebola is not airborne. Ebola is through feces and basically I think it's feces like cholera, similar to cholera. You understand? Waterborne or feces are, body fluids. I think body fluids it come through. So it wasn't as it would have been easier to contain in chest than like per se a airborne droplet coronavirus kind of thing in the middle of the school district. You understand what I'm saying? So just remembering, these memories are coming back. But the thing is, the plan that they had in place at that time was a little bit more, I felt it was more a concrete plan. You understand? All I can say, I hope them go back to the drawing board with this one, because I don't know. Thanks for sharing, Unstoppable. Anybody else want to share over there on YouTube or Facebook? Alright, so I think that's it. We have nothing else to talk about. It was a good program. Man-made like AIDS. Well, I don't know, Hugh. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist as such. I know we have a lot of there are a lot more viruses out there that are buried. And as climate change becomes a thing, they are going to start surfacing. Believe it or not, they are going to start surfacing. Right? So we are going to say them man-made. We could have cost a little more. The fact is that they're there and they're buried. And as you see what's happening in Australia, Australia was on fire for the last 6 months, and all of a sudden them have this flooding for the last 3 weeks. Them just can't, like the rain just won't stop falling. So the rain put out all the fire, but no, because everything burned, there is nothing to hold the land. No trees, no nothing, no animals, no nothing. So everything are washed away. Climate change. If you don't understand, so the world in crisis, I don't know what we make you understand. I don't know what's gonna make you understand, because the thing set away. You understand what is happening now in the world? Earth are run red. Anyway, I think we can call it a day now, people. Alright, they can host them. Alright, so I want to leave you thinking about domestic violence in Jamaica. I know we've been all over the place with everything that has happened, but I want to leave you thinking about domestic violence. Domestic violence is really, we really need to do something about it now. We cannot allow domestic killings to become the norm. And I think that is what is going to happen, because we are becoming less and less enraged by the incidents of domestic killings occurring. You know, this one happened this week. Last week we spoke about the one up by Red Hills Road. Every week we are speaking about another one, and we are becoming less and less enraged as we find ways to cope. But we cannot allow domestic killings to just go by unabated like this. You understand? And I say this because I remember hearing a conversation where I seeing a conversation on Facebook where somebody, it was on a thread, and so somebody posted the killing, the same killing, and a foreigner who wanted to visit said, boy, she wants to come to visit, but she's afraid. And a Jamaican person saying to her that don't be afraid, because Jamaicans only kill each other whether it's gang related or domestic related. And that shook me up. It really shook me up. You understand? Because here is this Jamaican person saying, say, boy, tourists. She went on further to say that Jamaica has one of the best rates of tourist safety. And it's true, we do. But it just goes to show you that domestic violence is becoming a norm in our psyche. And the next thing that will become a norm is child killings, because those are also on the rise. And we're not, I mean, every week, almost every week from the year start, you're hearing of a child who has died violently. You don't realize that. I think out of all the children who have died from the year start, only 2 I am aware of that have not died violently. And one was in a house fire. I'm talking from 2020. One was in a house fire and one drowned in St. Anne. All the other deaths that I've heard so far, and I've heard about, I'm talking about children, teenager, everybody, yeah. I'm talking about perhaps about, since the year started, we've heard of at least 10, and only 2 of them are not violence related. So let that sink in for a minute. I don't think I've heard of any child that has died in any motor vehicle in accidents as yet. I could be wrong, but I can't remember right now. But I know one child drowned out by the Noranda Pond in last week in St. Anne, near Alexandria. And another one died, a 3-year-old died in a fire last week as well in Montego Bay. But all the others I've heard about are violence. You know, who get shot, who get kidnapped and killed by them stepfather, who body found in the water with blood all over. We've been hearing a lot of these. I mean, one get shot yesterday, one get shot the day before. We've been hearing about a lot of these deaths, and we need to look at it. You understand? We need to not normalize the death of children, the killing of children, and we need to not normalize domestic deaths, domestic violence, killings. Ah, boy. Sorry for depressing at the beginning of the week, but boy, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I think we can call it a day. That's all I want to say. So, I may try load back my song when I did play earlier. Why is this thing freezing? My system is freezing again. But yeah, that's basically it for today. That's basically it. I don't know. There's something now play, so me just go into the find me closer, because there's something me want to play back that song there, because it has a very powerful message. It's by a young man named Tivity Zine, I think he calls himself, and you know, I think it's a very powerful song, so that's why I wanted to play it back for you. But it's taking forever to load. Computer full of virus, it look like. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. There we go. Take care of yourself.
True story. Even though
right.
We don't know where tomorrow brings.
In the meantime, take care of yourself.
Be careful when you come in. Granny always says, see me and live with me.
Take care of yourself until next week. Hopefully next week we can probably try and find something lighter to talk about. Remember to catch me on Thursday morning. Healing you naturally. We don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but it's going to be Thursday anyway. Alright? And remember also to catch what would you do. And you know what would you do comes on a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Every Wednesday at 6 o'clock we upload that video. What would you do? We talk to real life Jamaicans, real life situation, and they look for advice. So remember that as well. Alright. And also let me remind you again about my vegan challenge. Listen, try it for Lent. Normally I don't give up everything except for fish. Try giving up fish too. Try it. Not kill you. Normalize some things, feel better. Sure, after you give up all of those things, normally you feel better. Alright, but see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Medz. Remember to subscribe to me to my YouTube channel. Thanks to those viewing on YouTube. Love and appreciate and follow me on Instagram. If you have not followed me on Instagram as yet, follow me on Instagram at Kamla_the_right_mango. And you people over YouTube, remember I'm also on Facebook, Kamla the Right Mango. Alright, so yeah, I hit that, you know. Blessings, take care of yourself. Till next week.
Domestic violence barrier can't avoid. Him say no what a man can. So him put one in a radar, one in a